Hi guys, welcome back to the Elsa podcast. My name is Sarah, and today we have Hannah, who's the academic. She's the academic officer for Elsa, and she's also my big three in law school. So before we get started, I would also like to say a big shout out to the College of Law for sponsoring this episode. Thank you guys so much.
Ooh.
How have you been?
Good. A bit tired this week.
Yeah.
First week back,
Yeah.
but ready to get into it. How are you?
Good, definitely a full-on week.
Yes.
Club expos, everything, planning.
Yeah. But so much fun.
Yeah, it was heaps of fun, and
we met Chippy.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's seen the Instagram. Have you seen?
yeah, he reposted it. Not
And
the story.
I was the main, and I was the main.
Yeah.
If you go on his feed, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me. Yeah. And
Tamitha Paul.
and job seeker exclamation mark.
Yeah, we got all reposted, so we're pretty
cool.
Yeah, we're a big deal.
Yeah.
What are we here to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about law school expectations and kind of the transitions from different year levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what were you like in high school? Let's
Okay,
go all the way back.
Let's get into it. Year 13, Hannah. Pretty lame. I feel like, what was I up to? I was a prefect.
Yeah.
Love that. Also, it was big COVID year. So our whole last term was gone, essentially.
Really?
Yeah, we literally did it all from home, especially because I'm from Auckland.
Yeah.
So Auckland had it the worst. We literally didn't get our year 13 ball. We didn't get our grad night. We didn't get our prize giving. We literally had like 3 months off and then last day and then that's it. They only gave us one last day, which was so unfair. I know.
So you guys didn't get the whole like big
Yes.
events that year 13.
I know. It was really disappointing. But I loved year 13. I think it was my favourite year.
Yeah.
And yeah, be good friends by the end of it. Like you kind of know who you like, who you don't like. Good, really good teachers.
Yeah.
Yes. I was kind of like an academic weapon as well in my year 13. But I kind of dropped a bit. Yeah.
Did you always think that you were going to do law? Is that what you
No, actually. I was a big commerce lover.
Yeah.
I did economics and accounting and I loved it.
Yeah.
And then my mum kind of forced me to do law because she was like, you can't just do commerce. And I was like, okay. Well, she was like, you can, but if you do, you have to be like the best at it and really want to do well.
Yeah.
But then she was like, do law. And then I did it and I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah, and you're already being the best academic weapon you could be at law school.
Stop it.
Everyone knows you as the genius.
No, they don't. That's a lie.
No, everyone
No one has
like,
even referred to me as a genius.
the genius. Maybe not those
Maybe
words
just
specifically.
you.
Yeah, maybe I'll go spread around.
Yeah,
and be like, Hannah
yeah.
is the genius.
That's my adjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can tell all your tutees.
Yes.
Hannah's the genius.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how it's gonna go. Yeah.
How were you in high school?
I would say pretty lame as well. But I was quite low key in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Year 13 was definitely a big year because I was also a prefect, but we don't call it prefects, we called it captains. But I was a house captain, so like lots of admin, like organizing all the house events, like because we were really big with like inter-house events.
I love that. I think that's so healthy.
So,
I love competitions.
Yeah, we had like really big academic competitions, like debates.
Yes.
And then we also had like lots of athletic competitions. So like even just like athletics day
Sporty
all had
school.
points. What is it called? What's that running event called?
Sprint?
No, like the long, like 3K. There's like a word for it. It's like
Try it.
like
you could insert it here.
Yeah, that
insert here.
That big running event. It was like a 3K running event, and it was like all of that was points.
Yeah.
So and then we had like kappa haka points. So everything that was like house was points, and we had to get like the most involvement, and like we had to plan out who was gonna do what and stuff like that. So that was a lot of admin to organize. But then also like level 3 MCA, so that was quite a bit of stress.
Yeah.
But overall I think it was a really fun year because we got study periods where we could leave the school.
Yeah.
We had a common room.
Yes.
And we had year 13 camp, so it was like
that's cool.
Good opportunity for everyone to like get to know the entire cohort.
That's interesting they do it in year 13 and not earlier, or do they do both?
What do you, so we do it at the start of year 13 just to like wrap it up year.
But what about like year 7, 8, 9? You don't do it there?
We do camp in year 7, 8, and I think until year 10 we do camps, but that's just with classes.
Yeah, okay.
And it's also like year 7 till 10 is the cohort is still very large.
Yeah.
Whereas by the time it's year 13, people have dropped out or moved schools. So it's a really good opportunity for everyone in the cohort just to get to know each other and be like friends.
Yeah.
So that was a really nice like bonding experience.
I love that. That's so good. Yeah.
So for studying law, I was always gonna go through like the medical.
Really?
path.
Do you have lots of medical people in your family?
No, but it was just like my expectation from my granddad. He wanted for me to be a doctor, and for the longest time I thought I was like good at maths, but I'm not. I hate it, and I'm not good at maths.
Yeah.
But I still took all the like subjects necessary to do med. So I did like all the sciences, calc stats, English, etc.
And then what made you flip?
I just enjoyed English and classics more than I did. I enjoyed my writing subjects more than I did my math subjects.
Yeah.
And then I was like, because I didn't really doubt the whole like medical thing until I was like, well, have I actually like given this an original thought from myself? And
good for you.
I decided, I'll do law.
And then, okay, what made you choose Wellington? I feel like that's a huge question. Because you had the pick of the litter.
Yeah.
Obviously. You could go.
I was going to go to Auckland initially, but then recently, before when I was going to go to uni, I did a trip to Auckland just to suss everything out. Did not like the city at all.
Really?
It felt very post-apocalyptic to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, low-key. Like with the big hills as well.
Yeah,
just like random
and like everything was under construction, and I was like, do I really want to be living in this city?
It's too big.
It doesn't feel like a city because I have experience from living in Korea and Seoul specifically, which is like big bustling city.
Yes.
So compared to that, Auckland is just very crowded, doesn't have the aspects of like very like high skyscrapers, like all the facilities. It doesn't have that, but it still has lots of people. And I was like, I don't know if I want to call this my home when I go to uni.
Yes,
but then when I came to Wellington, I was like, love the city.
Yeah, so you went to a couple of unis to like test it out. Days.
I just did Auckland and Wellington because I wasn't really interested in South Island, and then I wasn't really interested in Waikato because that's Hamilton. So
Yes.
So either Auckland or Wellington. I like the city Wellington better. When I came to Kelburn for open day, despite getting extremely lost.
Oh my god!
I still quite liked the uni vibe. So I was like, Wellington's my go.
Yeah.
How about you?
Nice. Well, I'm from Auckland, so I kind of luckily like had the privilege to choose just from like living at home and then going to Auckland or moving. But I felt like I needed some independence and also just like Wellington's like renowned for being obviously next to Parliament, next to Supreme Court. Like
that's really what they pitch when they come to your school as well.
It's their favourite thing to pitch, and it's really cool because it's just like wow, like you're literally like in the heart.
You're kind of like it's a good pitch though because they always say like, oh, there's Parliament right next to you, so you can go in at any time. You can watch things happen.
How many times have you gone in?
None.
I love asking people that because it's like obviously what makes people come here and then they don't.
I've never been in only for like a very brief like tourist moment, but I've never been in to like watch anything happen.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, and then yes, definitely the city. Like I love how there's like Cuba Duper on. There's always events on, and just so walkable and so accessible. It's such a good city to be a student in. Like I think it's the best city.
I think also just because everything that's in the CBD is very like cohesive together, whereas Auckland's a bit more like, oh, you have to be at the viaduct,
like
but then also like Queen Street, and then like otherwise you have to cross the bridge to get to North Harbour, so it's a bit like all over the place, whereas Wellington's like Wellington Compact. Central is just Wellington Central.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
What was your first year like as a law student? Like what was the reality compared to all the expectations?
Yes. Okay, so expectations, I felt like it was going to be super cutthroat, like very like you can't have my notes. Like I used to say, oh, you can't have my notes because I had heard horror stories about Auckland in particular, and they're like if you're sick and you ask someone for notes, they will say no. They literally will say no. Yeah. So I thought it was going to be very cutthroat, very like you walk in and you feel like you're in an arena to like compete for this huge competition. And then have you heard the classic I'm not going to say the lecturer's name, but like a previous lecturer used to do this on their first class. And I'd heard about this before I came. Look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you will get in.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
So I was very much expecting that vibe.
Mm.
And then it was just the complete opposite. I felt like, yes, it was competitive, but not to that extent.
Yeah. It's not like you'll fight to your death. Only a certain amount of people get in. You're never going to see your friend ever again.
Exactly.
Because only one of you is going to pass.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also, it is cutthroat in some aspects.
Yeah. It's how you... I also think it's who you surround yourself with a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I didn't have that many law friends in first year.
Yeah.
I literally had Shahan and Leish.
Yeah.
And then a couple friends from like halls. And that was it. I didn't really have anyone else.
Yeah.
Which I think was kind of good.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you have lots of people you knew?
See, I was at the cage, so there were, like, the cage is like either you're a law student or you're an architecture student.
Really? It's very divided.
So it's very much like architecture or law, and there's like a bit of design, bit of like this and that, but like law, architecture.
Yes.
So there were a lot of people that were doing law and that is still doing law, but I wasn't really friends with them. I only like saw them in classes and I knew who was doing law, but my friend group, only one of them was doing law and everyone else was doing commerce and architecture. And then I met like Amy and JB at Elsa and Ethan and stuff because they were all at the cage too. JB was in Cumberland.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So I like knew of them and I was like friendly with them, but we weren't like friends.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, they do law and they're in Elsa.
Yes.
But from second year, I think I got more surrounded by friends that were doing law.
Yeah, I don't think it was... It's so hard to explain because you feel like when you're in it, it's super competitive, but then you realise, like, it's actually not.
Yeah.
I don't know how,
I think it's also the first year mindset of, like...
I have to get in.
Yeah. Because of everything that you've heard, you think it's going to be super competitive, so you're already in that mindset of, okay, it's going to be competitive, I need to do everything in my power to, like, not get behind, and I think that's where the cutthroat mentality kind of comes from.
Yes.
But I think that kind of subsides in second year and onwards, because there's no need.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, like, the first starting cohort, we started with, like, 1,100, and then by the end, our last, like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2 exams were 400.
Yeah.
So it only got cut down by like 100 people.
Exactly.
So it was quite interesting how it flowed down.
Yeah. And it's more people realising it's not for them.
Yes, and I think that's so important. Yeah. It's like, yes, it's good to give it a go and like see yourself if you can do it or not. But if not, just go elsewhere and you can do something that makes you equally happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's about like sifting people out of like the 100 levels.
Yeah. Did you enjoy first year?
I loved it. I loved Laws 121.
Really?
Yes. Do you do history in year 13?
No, I
just
did
English.
classics.
Loved history, and I felt like it was just legal. Well, 121 is just legal history, so it's super interesting. And it was lots of just theory. Like now looking back at it, it's literally just theory. Like what is the English common law system? Like you just say that, but like now it's so much more application and facts.
Yeah.
But loved 121. Like, oh, take me back. Did you like 121?
I don't think I disliked it, but I don't think I loved it either.
Oh, really?
I think it was just very different to our expectation of law was.
No, yeah, I remember everyone was like, this is not law. Like, why are we doing
And we were
this?
we were quite literally learning about history.
Yeah, it was just history.
I remember one of the first readings were like talking about bones found in New Zealand. And I was like, am I in Laws 121? Is this the reading for Laws 121?
Yes, and then they did the Hawaiian and Polynesian readings. Do you remember that? They're doing that right now, and it's like, oh, I can't believe they've kept it. Like, it's so random.
It is quite random, but also I guess it's good to know.
Yes, it's
the
so
history,
important.
even if you're not assessed on it, just like have it in the back of your mind, like where everything comes from.
Yeah, and then how did you find statute and case law?
I really liked it because our cohort was the last to be non-tikanga compulsory. So we didn't have tikanga as like a compulsory thing built into the first year. Yeah. So when we did case law and statute law, we did like trespass. It was like beginner torts. Yes. We just didn't know it. Yes. Yeah. And case law really did feel more like, oh, I'm actually doing law.
Yes. Yeah.
1, 2, 3 was very much... it was okay. I think it was just more because we had one 1 hour lecture and 1 2-hour lecture. And
I hate
the 2-hour lecture was
my
a bit
God.
too much.
Yeah, too much. Too much.
And I remember for that, our tutorials were, like, my tutorial specifically was in Von Zielitz. And it was just a dungeon, the smallest class to ever exist, and we had a full tute, and the tutor could not even, like, get through all the tables. And
really?
One day, the way that the class was laid out, no one could really get through anywhere, and the tutor was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to climb through the tables if I'm gonna get to every one of you, so I'm just gonna have to stand at the front of the class today. And so Von Zielitz was not a vibe.
Yeah, well, I'm actually in there, so I'm so excited to be tutoring in that room next week.
But I think it's really important, and it's really good that they are making tikanga mandatory.
Yes, yeah. Well, have you heard about the whole... They're doing this is the first year that they're doing a whole separate Te Reo paper that's not law faculty, it's actually like the Te Reo faculty.
Is it mandatory?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's like fully online, and it's just one try.
Yeah.
And it's the first year they're having to do that, so it's interesting to see how that's going to complement the first year papers.
Because lots of people weren't sure if it was compulsory or not. I thought it was just like highly recommended.
Last year it was just like if you want to take it, but this year it's compulsory.
Yeah.
But you can do it, try 1 or try 2, it's up to you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think most people are doing it now.
What do you think of it as a tutor?
Well, yeah, I think it's good. I don't actually know anything about it. Like, it's like hard to get at. I've read it through the course thing online. It's just like the basics of tikanga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be quite a lot of overlap. But I think that will be good. And it's kind of like instilling on them the importance of it. Yeah, interesting.
How was it like first getting into PIP? Because obviously first year you're only in Calburn, and unless you do tutorials at PIP, you're never at PIP.
Exactly.
But from second year, law is only at PIP. And what was it like for you?
I loved it. I love the OGB, old government buildings.
Yeah.
Like the fact they used to make laws here.
Yeah.
And like if you walk around the first floor, have you seen the vaults and like all of that? Like the scary man. Like, I actually got a jump scare when I walked in.
Every day I see them and I think someone's standing there and
really?
I have to do a double take. Literally, I kid you not, it's every single time I walk past it.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's like, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
It's just too realistic for me.
But it's so random because I'll always see just tourists walking around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are they here? And then I remember we're just in a prestigious heritage building.
Yeah,
like
it's
everyone
a
wants
historic
to see
tourist spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love PIP. I think it's so much better than Calburn. Because in Calburn you feel like you're just one of many different degrees, which is the truth, you are.
Yeah.
But like here it's obviously like a law faculty, so it's so much more intense and amazing. Yeah. Do you like PIP more?
I do. I think Calburn is a good place to socialise.
Yeah.
Because you definitely do run into so many people.
Yeah.
But I like the environment of PIP.
Yes.
I like the government building lecture theatre.
Yeah.
I think it's really lovely.
Those are the best. Yeah.
I honestly, the old architecture, like as OGB, I think is really nice. I really enjoy it. So yeah.
The only thing I prefer at Calbs is the library. Can we talk about the lab rats?
Yeah.
Like, have you heard about my lab rat theory?
No.
Oh my gosh. So on level, I think it's 3.
Yeah.
That big room with white tables and lamps.
Spaceship or chicken coop, whatever they call it.
It's like on top of the hub.
Yeah.
I like to call it the lab rat centre because when you're in it, you're
Yeah.
studying, you feel like you're being watched and you're a lab rat.
Yeah.
So it makes you more productive. I don't know, there's a name for that theory, like when you're being watched, you're more productive. I've learned about it in like economics before, I can't remember what it's called, but I love being a lab rat. And during exam season, I am up there every day.
Right.
And have you should try it. Have you done it there recently?
No, I have this thing of like I just need a body double when I study.
Oh yeah.
So that's my term. Is so I just need to have someone in a room
to
with
like
me
motivate you
to be studying.
Yes.
Like it doesn't matter if they're necessarily studying. I just need them to be doing something next to me.
Yes, that's kind of the same. Like putting pressure on you to like perform better. Yeah.
So I think the lab rat theory is
you should
quite
seriously do some study
but
up there.
also, like, it kind of really stresses me out being over there.
No, exactly, because it's like everything's exposed. You can't go on your phone. Well, you can go on your phone, but if you go on your phone, you feel like, oh my god, everyone's like, why are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it works, because it makes you not go on your phone.
Okay, maybe that's where I gotta lock in. Yeah.
You're locked in. Like, I'm not, like, ask anyone who I've taken there. been transformed.
Advice for everyone that's a first year.
Yeah, big advice.
Yeah, lab rat theory. It's
Be
true.
a lab rat
Yeah.
because it pays off.
You are locked in.
You actually have to try it.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding.
I will.
Like, it's not a joke. It's serious.
I'll give it a review.
Yeah. Okay,
Next time I'm in
you
there,
can like
I'll give
future
it a
proof
review.
my theory. Yeah.
And then I'll bring all my
All
lab
your
rat friends.
Yeah, and then we're all gonna be lab rats.
Yeah. So what was second year like?
Second year, I did the classic torts and public.
Yep, as did I.
Yep, love public. Very controversial, but I actually really enjoyed it. I love like learning about politics and stuff.
Yep.
So I think that's why I enjoyed it. And I love judicial review and like the importance of like holding officials to account. Like I love that theory.
Yeah.
Because even though like in reality it does happen quite often, but like it really happens from like normal people.
Yep.
It's just so interesting. I loved it. And then torts was really interesting too. I think that was just like, wow, you just get thrown so many cases and so many concepts and very interesting, but very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think torts was really difficult in terms of concepts.
Yeah.
We did. What did you guys learn in torts?
Negligence and ACC for the first 12 weeks,
that's
but
what
they've
we did.
switched it apparently
I know,
this
they're
year.
doing battery now.
Yeah. So then, battery, assault, a bit of trespass, like the land torts, and then privacy and defamation.
Yeah, that's what we did too.
Yeah.
So we had...
What's your favourite tort?
I really enjoyed defamation.
Yeah, I love Nicole.
From all three, I think defamation was my favourite, and I
Mm-hmm.
definitely love Nicole, but I also really liked Kent as well.
We don't have Kent.
Oh.
What did he teach? Battery,
Assault, trespass, nuisance, like land-based torts.
Yes.
I like Graham too, but I think negligence was a bit too hard for us, especially as like the first thing to get thrown into as a second year, just being like...
It's so tricky.
It's a really difficult concept,
Yeah.
as well as adding ACC into that.
Yes, and it's like you have to learn all the case law
Yeah.
that's now obsolete because obviously
Yeah.
statute takes precedence. So
Yeah.
it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then public for us was a bit of a shambles moment.
Aww.
We had so many lecturers.
Yeah. But did they compensated that for in the exam though, so
Yeah.
it's okay. Yeah.
Because everyone complained.
Yes, everyone complained.
But I think I enjoyed judicial review the most as well. And if I was talking specifically about public, but I think the elements of what we got taught about tikanga towards the end was really interesting as well, because it was quite foreign to us because we didn't get taught that in first year. So I think that was really interesting, and cases that involved like Māori cases, tikanga based cases, all of that. I think it was really interesting to know, and learning about it was like treaty principles, treaty clauses, things like that. So
Did you find the 200 levels a huge jump from the 100 levels?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone talks about the jump, but I think it was like huge.
Yeah.
You have to like lock it.
You actually do, because if you don't do the readings, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Are you a believer in doing the readings before or after a lecture?
I never did readings first year, second year. I just didn't do the readings. I only did the readings for exams.
That's the only time. Them all out before.
That was the only time that I did readings. Now I'm being more consistent, and I'm doing the readings before class.
Yes.
Because I think from experience so far in the first week that we've had, it makes more sense in the lecture as you're sitting there to like when the lecturer is explaining, you're like, oh, okay,
I've read,
that's what they're talking about. That's what the reading is.
Yeah.
But I think it would definitely help if I did the readings after class too. I just don't think I'm built for that yet.
Same.
Yeah.
The afters. Too much time. You're just double dipping.
Exactly.
Triple dipping. If you
I think once before lecture and then once before exams. Yeah. Just as a refresher.
That's enough.
Yeah.
But yes, the jump I think was quite big. It was like, wow.
Well, so, because like, expand on that.
It was like, wow. It was like...
it was just wow.
Just because the content was so much more difficult, obviously, so it took me longer to process it and understand it. And then... just also, I feel like the lecturers are so much more very, like, they're obviously specialties and expertise in that area, so they're very passionate about it, so you feel like you really need to, like, live up to the expectations.
Yeah.
But while saying that, it was also made it more enjoyable, because I feel like you gain so much more than from the 100 levels.
Exactly.
But I loved how, like, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 2, 3 gives you so many like skills for your whole degree. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. I always think about that.
But then
Like wide and narrow.
exactly, wide and narrow.
Whenever I see word, wide
Yeah.
and narrow.
And like looking at the purpose of things, like they don't
Yes.
explain that, because I think statutory interpretation was kind of a large thing in public, because there's a lot of statutes involved, especially judicial review.
Yes.
And looking at what the statute outlines and seeing if they're applicable for judicial review.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't say, oh, this is statutory interpretation. They just
Yeah.
put us straight into
Yes,
it.
yes,
and if
yes.
1, 2, 3 wasn't a thing, I feel like I
Would
would
be
have been so
lost.
lost.
Yeah.
Because the wide and narrow understanding of interpretation of it is so important when it
Yes.
comes to it.
Yes, exactly.
So I think it's very valuable. But then, what was it? What's the acronym? ILAC.
Yeah, but they change it every year.
That's not really applicable anymore.
Yeah.
I remember in talks they were like, yeah, you guys were taught ILAC. I know that you guys were, but like, don't use it.
Yeah, they always like don't use it.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's just the 1, 2, 2. I think it's just
Yeah.
like easier as first years
Yeah.
to use that to like
Exactly.
put it all out. But like after that, it's like
Yeah.
goodbye.
because it's just all about analysis. And I think a big
Yeah.
thing that Graham used to tell us is like, it's not proving how smart you are and how much you know things. It's about like getting the reader to understand.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
so-
Graham was big on like don't overwrite. You won't.
Yeah.
You'll get marks.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you're writing heaps, it's just you trying to like tell everyone that you know all of this, but you have
Yes.
to get the reader to actually understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you're writing it, you know what you're talking
Exactly,
about.
but they don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure they understand,
Mhm.
and that comes from you actually understanding it and being able to explain it in a very like comprehensive way.
Exactly. Period. Period. I love that.
Except I still don't know how to do it.
You know, I don't think anyone knows. They
Yeah.
just like fake
It's
it till you
really
make it.
difficult.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's always in the comments that I get back from my exams. It's just
Oh,
like,
oh my god, the comments are sometimes ruthless.
yeah. But also good feedback.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. It needs to be harsh.
It clocks you and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, this
Yeah.
was what
I
would
need
do
to
next
humble
time.
myself a
Yeah,
bit, yeah.
exactly. I think that's also a really big thing about law school.
Yes.
Is that first year you get humbled so much.
Oh yeah. No, and then second year, you
Yeah.
get humbled way more.
You're on your knees.
No, it's like I need to leave. Like
Yeah.
I'm not. I need to touch grass.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
need to touch some grass.
Yeah, because that was also the thing is like in first year, because in high school, I was like, I'm not smart. I'm not like
I don't
above
think
the population or
yeah.
anything, but it's also NCA. I got excellences. You know, like you get the expectation of okay, I want more excellences because it's
Exactly.
achievable.
Yeah.
So. And then an excellence in your brain in law and uni translates to an A or an A plus, right?
Yeah.
And then so you get to uni, you're like, I'm gonna get A's.
No,
I'm
literally.
gonna get like
Yes.
even an A minus, like that's kind of bad, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And then you get your first grades back, especially in law, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Yes, this is where my whole theory, big fish, little fish, comes in.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I felt like I was a big fish in a small pool, and then when you
Yeah.
come here, you're such a small fish, and it's like hard to work yourself up.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a really humbling moment because I couldn't let go of the fact that
You're like an excellence endorsed student,
Yeah.
and now you're just like passing. It's just
exactly.
like what?
And then
yeah,
because I had a really big phase where I was like, oh, a B's not a good grade.
yeah.
But then
No,
everyone's
yeah.
like, a B is a good grade. And I'm like,
Yes.
but in
Is
my
it?
head, it's not.
Yes.
And it's like, a B's not a good enough grade. Like, there's an A boundary that
yeah.
I need to be getting at. And I think that was really stressing me out.
Yeah.
And that got me in a really low, like, state for a bit in the
Yeah.
first year because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just not
No,
getting to
literally.
that A
And it's like,
standards.
why am I not doing that? Like,
Yeah,
I feel like it's so hard to
exactly.
know
Yeah.
what to do to get those A pluses.
Yeah, and I
or A
remember, like,
range.
trying so hard and still, like,
Yes.
getting a B. And
Yes.
I'm like, oh, this is so frustrating.
Story of my life.
And the academic validation
Oh,
is so big that
it's
when
so
you,
bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad, but then
It's
it's
bad,
also so
but it's
big.
also so good when it's
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Obviously.
But I remember that I like the moment that I let go of like it's okay to
Yeah.
get a B, you know, like
You're
it's-
just mental health.
yeah,
so
it's
good.
just let go of it and it's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
like,
literally, you're not going to look back in 10 years and
Yeah.
be like, oh my gosh, I got
Exactly.
like a B in case. Like,
you're not
no.
gonna remember.
You won't
what
even
grade
remember
you got.
what letter. Yeah.
So I think that's a really big thing. is,
Yeah.
like, letting go
Bigger
of
picture.
that. Yeah,
Bigger picture.
exactly.
I always think that.
As long as you graduate,
Yeah.
you have a law degree.
Exactly. And also, like, even with, like, jobs and firms, like, yes, they're looking for top grades, but they're also not.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, so many people who don't have honours, who don't have all of this, who have gotten into the biggest firms.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it equally without it. Like, it's so...
Exactly,
yeah.
and like exams cannot translate to your skills as being a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's just not how it works.
Yeah, exams need to be reformed.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should put a statute, like, in the
and the
right
constitution
now.
of, like,
It needs to be practical, or it needs to be open book and
Yeah.
relaxed. Like, it's just...
It needs to translate to
the
whatever
law practice.
workforce that you're going to get into.
Exactly.
It's just not practical of, like, you have 2 hours and, like, look at these problem questions and answer them in the best way
and you only have one sheet of paper of your notes.
Type as fast as you can.
Yeah, like, I'm going to have only one sheet of paper when I'm working with clients.
You're going to be literally, like, digging through Lexis for, like, hours trying to gather all this information. And, like, it's not just going to be, you're in 2 hours locked in a room typing as fast as you can.
No, exactly.
So,
it needs to be reformed.
Yeah. Academic officer.
We should do that. How does that happen?
I don't know.
We need change.
Yeah. I think, letting go of that is a really big thing. And you're just much more healthier.
Yes,
when
definitely.
you get into like second year and third year, when things are definitely more intense. If you are still in that mindset of, I need A's, I need to be in honours, I need to do all of this, it's just too much and you're not going to find yourself enjoying it.
Exactly, because even though we pay so much to be here for a law degree, you also pay to like meet the people, enjoy the social events.
Exactly.
Like, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
Balance.
And I think that's why like Elsa's really nice, because it's super important is that you meet everyone who's doing law or in the same situation as you, and they also tell you it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like when you leave that mindset of like from first year to second year, like leaving the whole cutthroat mentality of like, it's a dog eat dog world, you know?
Exactly.
It's
like
not.
the mentorship programs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and
like, they're so good.
People in Elsa, alumni, seniors, they're all there to help you. Being like, it's fine, you know? Like, we're just here to like have fun.
Exactly.
Uni's not just about getting A's and leaving, you know? There's that social aspect. There's you have to enjoy yourself. You have to make friends.
Definitely. I think having really good mentors in like first and second year really, really help. Like they make you just see super big picture and like calm you down, and like they know exactly how you're feeling. But like are just so wise.
Exactly.
And you continue to be friends with them. Like, I literally saw Sim yesterday. Sim was a previous ALSIT president. And I was like, Sim.
I know,
It's so nice seeing you around.
It's just good connections.
Yes.
They're not just for getting notes off.
Yeah.
You need to actually connect with them.
You need a bond.
They'll give you life advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more than just a notes bank.
Facts.
Yeah. So, everyone should sign up for the mentorship program.
Yeah.
Hey.
Shout out to Abby. You're welcome.
And Buttle Finlay.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like any sense of imposter syndrome?
Always. But I also like think imposter syndrome is you just have to like not think about it. That's how I shut it out.
Yeah.
But obviously easier said than done. But just like remember that like you deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Like you work just as hard as everyone else. And it's just education is a privilege.
I think it's also because, like, sometimes we can be surrounded by, like, Nepo babies.
Yes, oh my gosh. I could do a whole chat about Nepo babies.
And, like, people who have, like, family members or anyone that's involved.
I don't have anyone in my family that's a lawyer. Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's a little more difficult because, like, if you can get advice from anyone that's a lawyer, obviously that's super helpful. But then we don't have that, like, straight direct.
Exactly.
Like, let me talk to my uncle.
No, I literally think about people going to their dad, hey, can you, like, read over my assignment?
Yeah.
I literally think about that all the time. And I'm like, so inequitable.
Yeah.
So inequitable. But it's also the harsh reality of life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There'll always be a Nepo baby.
But, and then it also makes our wins even better because we don't have any help. Or if we do have help, it's minimal compared to theirs.
Yeah.
And they're like, I guess it puts expectations on them as well to like be the best.
Exactly.
So it goes, it's a two-way street.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Do you think there's a big leap from 200 to second year to third year as well? Or was it more...
because I think all the 200 levels are kind of different in their own rights.
Exactly.
Like people do weird combos of them too. Like,
Some people are... My friend did crimes in public last year, so she's done contract and torts this year.
And how is she finding it?
She's really smart though.
Okay, so she's
really,
like
really
handling
smart,
it well.
so I think she'll do well.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely
It's just like a lot.
Yeah, you just live life on hard mode.
Yeah, and it's just like, but then your whole life becomes your law degree. I feel like you literally can't even take a break.
Yeah.
I know people who did contract and crimes in their second year.
Oh,
Because those are like supposed,
Yeah.
but it's just like random combos. But also apparently people don't get into certain ones as well.
Yeah, because
So-
I think I don't know if it's streamed in the way that you get your selection, or if it's like first in first
Yeah,
served,
I have no
but
idea.
you definitely can't. You choose what you want to get into, but
Yeah.
not everyone gets into
Yeah.
it. So some people do have to end up taking contract in their second
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing contract in my second year though.
I
I think I just couldn't even.
yeah, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. You can do it. Like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
If you put your mind to it, you can
Exactly.
do it. Yeah.
What about third year to fourth year? Because you're a fourth year now.
Yes, fourth year. I've only obviously 1 week in.
Yeah.
But finding it hard, like really hard.
What courses are you taking?
Property and equity.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah.
And like it's more just like the spoon feeding. Gone. Like it's just like here's the law, here's what it is. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's just, and like even the most basic and simple concepts are just being overcomplicated already.
And equity, because I do property and equity as well.
Yeah, you also do. So you're like 3rd/4th year. Wait, no, you're 4th year.
I'm third year.
You're 3rd
I'm
year,
third year, but I dropped my other degree.
Yes.
So that's why I'm doing crimes contract.
But you're basically
property, and
4th year.
equity.
Yeah.
In terms of like courses that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I suppose so,
Yeah.
a little bit. But equity, like, it sounds really interesting, and it kind of is, but then when the lecturer was like, oh, a trust is a trust, and no one can really define what a trust is.
Yeah. We
like,
didn't want to put a definition of the trust.
Yeah,
in the
and then
Trust
he
Act.
proceeds to, like, show us all the definitions
Of
of
different
like,
quotes.
yeah,
Yeah.
of, like, what a trust is, and then I remember he was talking about a power is different to a trust. How?
Yeah.
I got so confused.
I was like, what are you talking
He was
about?
like-
And then he said trust power
Yeah.
as one thing. And I was like, are
Yeah.
they individual or are they together?
Yeah, and then it's like a trust is different to a power, but then there's like
Yeah.
a trust power, and I was like, girl.
No, yeah. Apparently property will click at the end. That's what everyone says.
Property, and I'm getting confused because property is really similar to equity
No!
as well.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about it. That's why I'm getting so
Yeah.
confused too.
Because I'm thinking like, oh, okay, readings from property, but then it's actually from equity.
Yes,
and then
yes.
readings
Because it
from, like,
seems like
yeah,
yeah.
and then also like proprietary and then property are the same thing. And I'm
Oh.
like, why are you making this so
It's
hard
not
on
good.
us?
It's not good. So that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah,
What else you're doing?
crimes and
Property.
contract.
And then crime and contract. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Big year ahead for you.
Because 300, so you don't do any 300s last year?
No,
Right.
I just did.
Yep.
Crimes and contract
Are you doing anything else that's 300?
this year.
Yeah.
No.
You're not taking ethics?
No. Yeah, I'm not. I've got
Yeah.
commerce-y ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Are you glad you dropped your conjoint? Are you feeling like
Yeah.
it's a good decision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was stressing out about it last year for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not
If you're
enjoying
not
my
enjoying
degree,
it, yeah,
there's no
it's
point
not- there's
in
no value.
doing it. But it was also more so the fact that my degree, I had changed into the Bachelor's of Psychology, and because it was brand new, nothing was set in stone. So when I was
Oh.
checking the syllabus for like before course enrollment, like trying to figure out
Yeah.
what courses I had to take and like what was in which trimester, nothing was available. It was like, oh, check back like next year. So
What?
it's
That's
really
so
difficult if
frustrating.
I'm doing a law degree with it
Yeah.
because law is so strict and there's
Yeah.
very specific things that you have to do in order to graduate in a
Yeah.
certain amount of time. And I just didn't have the luxury of like waiting around to
Yeah.
see what psych courses and like criminology courses that I could take. So I was
Yeah.
like, no, it's not. It's not worth
It's not
it.
worth it. Yeah. And you'll be done so soon.
See,
So
that's
you're
also
going to be
scary.
taking one elective next try. Will you? Because
If
equity will stop.
I might, because if I do that and then I do 4 courses in 4 courses next year and try 1, and the 4 courses next year and try 2, then I only have 2 in my life. Because I'm not going to do like summer papers, I don't think.
No, yeah.
Because the 3 weeks summer paper is really
super
scaring
intensive.
me.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you're supposed to teach an entire course in 3 weeks.
It's like every single day.
That's
like
a quarter of your time.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually a course is taught in 12 weeks, and they're like, no, we're going to do it in 3 weeks.
I don't know.
That's crazy. So I'm going to finish in 4.5.
Okay.
But that means if I do that, I only have 2 in my last, like, half year.
So you can do 3 papers next try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might be good. It might be good alongside all the end of year exams.
Exactly, because property is scaring me.
Yeah.
Also, the 2-hour lecture of property.
Any 2-hour lecture. I could do 1.5 max.
Yeah.
Which is what?
It's deadly.
It's because public was like that too. Our public.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 2 hours.
We had public 1 hour 20, 1 hour 20.
Yeah. Painful.
I feel bad for the lecturers that do 2 hours.
Yeah, how do they keep? Yeah. Could you ever see yourself being a lecturer?
No, because you have to be really smart. I don't think people realize this, but everyone who's a lecturer are academics and they have doctorates.
Yeah, like, and they're all from like Harvard.
Yeah,
and, like...
these aren't just people that are like smart, just smart. These are people that are actual like geniuses, academics that have devoted their entire life to getting doctorates, like postgrad in law.
Yeah.
They have PhDs.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like being an academic and being a good lecturer.
Yeah,
like a big difference.
Because I think also in like readings, when you read, you can tell some academics are just going around in circles. They don't finish their sentences. They say triple, double negatives.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could have just said that in like 3 words. Why did you have to write it in the whole paragraph?
Exactly.
So, it's a bit of
a tricky line.
Yeah. Do you have any like advice for? Have you done clerkships?
So it's clerkship season this year for us, but luckily I secured the winter clerkship last year at CT, so they've offered me summer this year. Yeah. So I'm secured, which I'm really thankful about. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Because I think it's a really this is very much like you're thrown in the deep end because no one really tells you about it. Yeah, and if you're not paying attention,
if you're not like on and like looking actively seeking out, you're not going to like get the opportunities other people get who hear about things. Yeah, but yeah, I had heard about winter clerkship from a few friends who had done it at Chapman Trip, and I really wanted it. I've always heard amazing things about CT. Yeah, and like even from high school, one of my best friends and I like have always been like, we want CT, we want CT. So we applied for winter clerkship, which is in your anti-penultimate year, so your third to last year, aka your year right now. And it's a 2-week in the middle between try 1 and try 2. You do full-time work for 2 weeks. Yeah. And then you just like experience what it's like at a law firm, rotate around 2 teams, and then if they like you, they'll offer you summer clerkship. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to like go through it. So I secured it for this year, which is really good. Yeah. But yeah, I loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah, because if I do decide to finish my course in 4 years, it would be clerkship season.
For you now. Yeah. So what are you thinking of doing?
I don't know, because it is tempting to finish all of it in 4 years. Yeah. So I'll have to decide really soon, because the applications do open in like 2 days.
Yeah, Tuesday. So. Yeah. But you've got a while to... You should go through the Careers Expo on
Thursday.
I
think I will.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Because I was really thinking about, if I do
also,
really
it doesn't hurt to apply, you know, like you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just put yourself out there, get your name through there, and then it will be easier the next time you go around too.
Just a bit of rejection therapy.
Yeah, you know, it just makes you know, it just humbles you even further.
Toughening up in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Law school in general, speaking of like being humbled, I think the ego really goes down. Yeah. And people who haven't been humbled yet, I'm scared of them. Yeah. Because how are you in law school and you have such a big ego?
Yeah, genuinely. Yeah. I know far too many.
Exactly.
I wish I could say names. But people know who I'm talking about in my year.
Yeah. And it's just like, how do you have all of this like confidence?
Genuinely, like, who raised you? That's what I think. Like, I'm always like, who raised you?
Exactly.
Like, why do you act like this? Yeah. Yeah. Is it a big thing in your friend group, or just like your year level, to like ask people what their grades are?
I know a couple of people that are like that, but
Yeah.
my friends don't do that.
Yes, same.
Unless we like just open and say, oh, I got this. Because if I'm like comfortable around them, I don't really care.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'll just tell them. But I've kind of like limited
Yes,
people.
who you tell.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, why do you care about my
No,
grades?
literally. Also, like when people randomly just like are like, what did you get?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Why do you want to know?
Why do you care?
Yeah. Stop asking.
Yeah, in our friend group, it's a very big thing to just be like, are you happy with it? Or
Yeah,
not? That's it.
It's just if you're happy with it, you're happy with
Yeah.
it. If you're not happy with it, oh, maybe you should like appeal for your grade or
Yeah.
like, you know, something like that. But it's just
Yes.
never like, what did you get?
It's never healthy to be like
Yeah.
that. That's the cutthroat mentality.
Exactly.
Like, get it gone. Get it gone.
you need like those kind of people are not beneficial for you.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
They're toxic.
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's toxicity.
What about the work-life balance? Because
Mm.
law school only gets more busy. So
Yeah.
how do you?
I've always had like 2 to 3 part-time jobs alongside uni, so I'm kind of used to it. But I
Yeah.
feel like I'm kind of rare in that, and if I didn't, like, I choose to work, I don't have to work, which I'm really lucky for. But I enjoy working a lot, and I think it's really good to have it alongside uni to like force me out of it. But I think it's definitely doable. I think people talk about like I could never ever part-time work alongside a law degree. Like how do you even do that? And like it's just your mentality against it, and it makes you more
Yeah.
productive. Because when you're at uni, you have to be productive. You don't have time to just
Yeah.
like laze around and just like
Exactly.
chill. Yes.
I
What do
think
you
it-
do? You part-time work or no?
I haven't yet. I usually like hustle over the summer.
Yeah.
And have,
That's
like,
what lots of people do.
so much like I just literally sacrifice my entire
Yeah,
life
yeah,
over
yeah,
the summer
yeah,
to
yeah.
a job, and then
But then
I
it means 10 chill during the year.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing, but I don't know. Maybe I will. It really depends on like how I think of it.
Yes.
But I think being involved in clubs,
It's a part-time job in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I really do enjoy like being a part of Elsa, and
Yeah.
I like being able to give back to this club because I don't know. It's
We
just
love this club.
internally helps me so much.
Yes.
Just with everything. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a really good response at Club Sexpo. I was
Yeah.
pretty shocked.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
A junior picnic is gonna be.
It's
very
gonna be
interesting.
lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't
And
wait for
then
the food.
I really hope they all pull up to SGM as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it continues. Well, I feel like some of them will.
Yeah, and it really depends on the cohort. Like,
Yeah.
every year.
It's so cohort dependent.
Yeah.
Just like halls.
Yeah, exactly.
So cohort.
You just need someone to like get you to come to all the
Yes.
events. Like you just need to be in a group and like
Yeah.
be
Let's
like
all go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just once you actually get to know everyone in a
Yeah.
club, like in Elsa, then you're like, oh, I know all of these people, and then
Exactly.
you're just looking forward to it. and it's
Exactly.
just a good
Just
time.
like how you got into Ulster.
yeah,
Yeah.
It actually wasn't.
But it was. It was all your whole group kind of
Yeah,
encourage each other to come.
yeah. No, that was definitely a big thing. And then I think as second year, you kind of like leave everyone that's not in law because you're in PIP, and then you're kind of more reliant on like the PIP law friends. And then you're like,
Yes.
let's go.
Yeah.
And it's really just like you as well wanting to be more involved. I think like you have to have that mindset of yes, I do
Definitely.
want to be involved in this club. Like
Yes.
I want to.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go and enjoy. So, yeah. As a fourth year student who's
Yeah.
had plenty of experience in law school and also as a tutor, do you have any tips or tricks on like study or advice?
I have so many. So many. Okay. Number 1, go to office hours.
Yep.
That's like huge, like literally can transform a grade from like a passing grade to an A+. Like I'm not even kidding.
Befriend your tutor.
Yeah, be friends with your tutor, especially the good ones.
Yeah.
Because they're not always all good.
Yeah.
And you'll quickly find out like who are the good ones and who
Yeah.
aren't. But go to office hours, even if like a simple concept isn't clear,
Yeah.
make sure
Because
like,
they
you
literally
understand
get
it.
paid to
They
do office,
yeah, you're literally paid to sit in
Yeah.
a room for 1 hour.
Go to Hannah.
Yeah.
Badger Hannah. Ask her or bombard her with questions.
Bombard me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you've got a really good tutor who doesn't mind thinning the lines a little bit between like tutoring and like being a friend. Sometimes they'll read over your practice questions, which I've done so many times. Like I'll bring my practice questions and be like, please read through, help me. Yeah. And they will edit it completely and like literally to help so much. Yeah. So number 1, office hours. Number 2, everyone always says it, but keep up, don't catch up. Readings, do your tutorial problems before you go to church. You're only going to get benefits out of them if you actually give it a go and compare what the answers are to yours. Yeah. Like that's so important. Same with lectures, look through the slides, copy them in, so that when you're in the lecture theatre, you can just focus on the lecture and what they're saying. Yeah.
I think also just like go to your lectures.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to do your readings.
It's so weird that people just like don't go. Yeah. Don't you, like people just like, I don't want to go.
Exactly.
Like, what? What are you paying for?
If you have work, then okay. Like
okay, yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
But like, even if you're not going to do the readings, even if you're not going to do your tutorial problems beforehand, just go to your lecture. It makes all the difference of actually being there and sitting and just like listening and absorbing. Yeah. Compared to like staring into a screen and trying to like frantically type as you're hearing things.
Yes, I saw this TikTok a couple of years ago and it's stuck with me ever since. But they worked out how much each lecture is.
Yes,
have you seen that?
Yeah.
And it's like $80 per lecture. Yeah. And it's like, if you don't go, you've just lost $80.
Exactly.
And it's just like, what?
Go.
I literally want to do the maths for how much hours are.
I made a bet with Amy last year of we can only miss 2 lectures in the entire year. Yeah. And if you miss more than 2 without a genuine excuse of like, I'm sick or even if it's work, like if it's not a good enough reason, then we had to reveal something like really embarrassing about ourselves.
And did that eventually?
No, because we were so locked in. We were not going to do it. So I think we only missed 1 lecture each.
That's really good. Yeah.
Even if you don't can make it your stream, go to another stream. Yes. Go to your lecture.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can't go, make a bet with someone. Yeah. Force them to be there. Yeah. Something to motivate you. Yeah. Just be at your lecture.
Yeah, that's another good tip. Like, surround yourself with people who have the same kind of trajectory as you and who you want to like be around, because it makes such a big difference.
Get the toxic people out of your life.
Yeah, exactly. And we're at a stage in our life where we can just kind of not exclude, but like move away and distance ourselves from people who don't uplift us. Exactly. And you owe that to yourself.
Yeah. You don't have to like be mean and cut them out of your life.
Yeah, just
still
distance.
Be friendly, but like you don't just when they ask for your grade, just be like, oh, I'm happy with it. How was yours? Yeah. You never have to be like, yeah, this is what I got.
Yes, exactly. Because it's not good. Yeah. Not good. More tips. Wait, I don't really like caveat. I'm trying to like think of them right now. Also, like, talk to your lecturers. I think that's also a benefit, especially in, like, 200 levels when things just get so, like, crazy. Go to office hours for their lecturers or email them. Yeah. During exam season, I think last year for crimes, I emailed so many times Yvette. Love her. So I had literally emailed her 30, like, not 30, maybe, like, 10 questions. And she would respond and then write written responses to each of them, which was really good because it meant if I went to office hours, I wouldn't have to like type them down. I actually had them there and I understood them. Yeah. And it really, really helped me in the end. Yeah. Yeah. So, and they're literally like paid. They want you to do well. Like the lecturers want you to do well as the tutors. Like they are rooting for you. So why not go help? Ask for help. Yeah. Yeah.
I think also for tutors, when you're selecting tutors, you don't know who they are because it's just by name. Yes. I think a really big thing is just go for the head tutor.
Yeah.
That's a really safe bet.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah. Always just go for the head tutor because they're a head tutor for a reason.
But it's just annoying with schedules though, because sometimes like they don't fit the schedule and it's like you have to just take a risk. Yeah. But I've moved out of tutorials that are bad before and it's honestly been life-changing. Yeah.
Pass can also be really helpful.
For first years.
If you know who's running pass. Like a couple of, do you know?
I don't know anyone who's doing passes here. I don't know if it's still, I think it's still a thing, but apparently they haven't really talked to the students.
Because pass can be really hit or miss.
Yeah, it's very hit or miss. Yeah.
Because I had Sylvia who was my
passer. Did you?
Yeah, and it was really good.
Of course. Sylvia! Yeah. We miss her.
I know.
Bring her back. She's in Australia right now.
Bring her back.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I can't really think of any other tips, but if once I write them down, I'm actually about to write them down when I go home later to do my tutorial thing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll pass it along.
We can post it on the Elsa like, Instagram. Tips and tricks by Hannah.
LOL, that would be so intense. And I'll be like, who does she think she is? Like, she is no one.
No, you're a tutor and academic officer. What do you mean? You have all the authority.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense under my portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, do it.
Something, maybe later.
Do you know if you could go back on first year, is there anything that you wish you had done differently?
What a great question. Let me have a little think. First year, also COVID also affected our year a lot because everyone got COVID first week of halls.
Yeah.
So for the first try, all lectures were online.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had Zoom lectures, which was not good. And then on this second try, we actually got to come in. It was that, and also protests were happening too. Like it was like very intense. But I think honestly, just being more comfortable to talk in class or like going to the lecturers more. Like I never spoke to like any of the first year lecturers because I was just so scared.
Yeah.
And I relied really heavily on my tutor. But I think if I like had a question, I should have gone to the lecturer sometimes for like those more intense ones, and just feeling like remembering, like I just said, that they're literally paid for this and they want you to do well.
Yeah.
They're not just here to like they don't want you to fail or anything.
Yeah.
So just like remembering that.
Because it's in their best interest to help you out and
no,
to
exactly.
get you to
They want
pass.
high passing grades.
Yeah.
Like it's a better reflection on the uni.
Yeah, and it's a better reflection on their teaching as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have anything that you would redo?
It's not that deep, honestly.
Yeah.
Like first year,
Yeah.
it's not that deep. Don't
Yeah.
stress out too much. I know when you're in this state of first year, like none
Yeah.
of this is gonna actually like
Yes.
get through. But if this does get through, like
Yeah.
it really isn't that deep. Some people redo law first year.
Yeah.
Again, that's fine. Like
Some of the top lawyers have redone the
Yeah.
same like papers 8 times.
don't compare yourself with other people.
Yes, the comparisons are hard.
It's the second you stop doing that, everything will be so much better. Just like you're you at the end of the day, like you comparing yourself with someone
Yes.
else isn't going to help you in any way.
Exactly.
Just, like, you do the
I
best
need to
you
remind
can.
myself of that now.
Yeah. It's just
Thanks,
like
Sarah.
a common thing that you have to keep reminding yourself.
Yes, it's really hard.
Because again, even if you do cut out all the toxic people, like you're not engaging with the toxic people in your life, you're still surrounded by law students and you can find yourself comparing yourself to them. But I think just keep reminding yourself, like, do not compare yourself to them.
Yeah.
Like, you're you, your brain is unique
Exactly.
to yourself. Like, you just need to figure out what's best for you and like what system works
Period.
for you.
Yeah,
So
100%.
it's really not that deep.
Be
nonchalant.
I like that. Yeah,
be nonchalant. Motto of the year.
Yeah.
Be nonchalant. It's everything will be fine.
Exactly.
You just try your best, and
What's the worst that can happen?
yeah, at least you can say that you tried your best.
Yeah,
you know.
definitely. That should always be the
Yeah.
goal. To try your best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, I have some rapid fire questions to wrap
Okay.
everything up.
Oh, okay. Rapid fire.
Okay.
Is this a thing? Okay.
What was your favorite 200 level course?
I'm gonna say. Wait. I'm just not sorry. Not rapid fire. Wait. I'm gonna say torts.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Favorite lecturer of all time?
Love Nicole Morham.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love her.
Amazing next level teaching and
Yeah.
like hard.
Very engaging.
Very engaging and honestly, just went above and beyond that she needed to do. Like it was so good.
And she would try her best to explain everything
Yes.
to make sense to us.
Yes, exactly.
Study group or solo studying?
Solo studying until I know the concepts and am confident around them and then group study.
You're a lab rat until.
I'm a lab rat, an individual lab rat until
Yeah.
until the rats come together.
Yeah. Until we can get a choir of rats.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated during stressful times?
Remembering the end goal, what I'm working towards.
Yep.
And education is a privilege. It is.
Education is
It
a
is
privilege.
a privilege. And just remembering that like I will get to the end and it's like this is temporary. The pain I'm feeling right now is temporary.
Yeah.
Sorry. Pain was probably not the right word, but it is the feeling.
Yeah.
Like Yeah, my last exam season was crazy. Like,
yeah. No, it genuinely is a pain.
It was crazy.
Like a mental pain.
Yeah. But it was kind of physical as well. Like, I was actually deteriorating.
Yeah.
I was having too much caffeine last.
Speaking of caffeine, favorite source of caffeine? So like coffee, energy drink.
Definitely coffee.
Yep.
But energy drinks do come in clutch during ultra exam season.
Yeah.
I had an ultra exam season last. I say ultra because I had 4 exams and they were all like 50% closed, but that was insane. Yeah.
I've been on the Celsius grind lately.
Oh, everyone's on there. Everyone's telling me to get on there. Because are they a bit healthy or something? Like
it is. I don't know if it's like healthy, but it's the alternative. Shana and I were talking about this yesterday.
Yes, Shahana was into them too right now.
The alternative sugar isn't the unhealthy one, so it's not bad for you, and it's from green tea extract, so it's not just like pure like taurine.
Where do you buy them?
Just a supermarket. Just get it when they're on sale.
Okay,
you buy it in bulk
yeah,
and sale.
okay.
I like stock up like 6
What's
or
the
7
best flavour?
cans. In my opinion, strawberry kiwi.
Okay,
Kiwi strawberry, because Cosmic Vibes a bit too sweet.
Okay.
Sunset Vibes.
Is it like
Cosmic
Cosmopolitan?
Vibes is like the fruit punch flavour.
Oh.
It's a bit too sweet for me.
Okay.
Sunset Vibes is...
Sunset
It felt kind of like very artificial and very cold medication in some areas.
So, yeah.
But Celsius, because it doesn't have that sugar, it does taste like that artificial sweet flavour.
Oh,
so
okay.
it is for some people, it's not for others.
Maybe I'll try it.
Give it a go.
I love my V flavours.
Have you tried the new purple V?
What flavour is that?
I don't know, but there's like a new purple can. It's like they're advertising for it. It looks quite pretty.
Blueberry? Oh wait, no. Sorry, I'm thinking Red Bull.
See,
I only like the flavours. I
love Red Bull. I like the cinnamon pear Red Bull.
I've
the
actually never tried that one. Have you tried the watermelon?
See, I don't like. It's just it's very okay.
Oh my god, it's really good.
But I like how they always have it though. Because like the season
Sugar
ones
free.
are very like on and off.
Yeah.
The dark blue can is also really
But the
good.
V, the
summer
V's pink lemonade.
Yeah.
Those are good. And the green apple.
Yeah.
I really like those. Yeah. But I'm gonna like really lay off the energy drinks. It's just not good. Like my body deteriorates. Yeah. But it helps.
Only during exam season.
Yeah, exactly. It's a temporary. Yeah. It's temporary.
Only for lab rat days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But lab rat day is every day, so.
Just a little student lab rat.
Yeah.
Go to study snack.
Ooh, OSMs. Do you like OSMs?
Yes.
Oh my god, my flat hates me, but I love OSMs.
Favorite
and I talk
flavour?
about the chocolate and manuka honey,
Oh.
or obviously the cran.
The apricot one I like.
Yeah, I do like apricots.
The cranberry one's a bit too sweet for me.
Have you tried the chocolate one?
Yeah.
It's like rice. It tastes like Rice Krispies.
It does.
A Rice Krispie treat.
You have to
LCMs.
be really careful with them though, because sometimes the chocolate is like on your lips and you have just brown lips.
What? I've never had that before.
Really? It's just...
I've had so many in my life. Wait, I haven't even noticed.
No, like, look out for it, yeah.
Wait.
Because, like, it's a thing.
Okay, so...
Just because the bar is chocolatey, so...
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Okay, I'll watch out for that. But OSMs are so good. And they do the trick.
Yeah.
They keep you full for
They
long.
do,
Because they're literally, it's like literally like a brick.
Yeah. It's so dense.
It's literally a brick.
Because it's called one square meal, so you're technically supposed to have 2 of them as one meal.
Really?
How do you eat 2?
What size? Because is it the big size
the
or
big one.
2 of the big ones?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would die. Wow.
Very dense. What's one skill you learned in law school that you didn't expect to learn? So like a random skill.
A random skill. Wait, I feel like I could think of a really creative one, but my brain's not being creative right now.
It's okay.
Do you have one that I can gain inspiration off?
A really random skill? Remembering to take my meds.
Remembering to take your meds?
Yeah, because I
mean?
need them to like survive law school, because
Yeah.
I need to take them, otherwise I'm crashing out
Yeah,
every
yeah,
single
yeah.
second. I'm literally like not sleeping, just being like this and like tweaking.
Oh my gosh, that's
so
me.
I need
That's
to
me.
take my meds to calm me down.
Wait, maybe I need some of that.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I need some of that. Well, I know some like random fun facts, not fun facts, but like fun things about like the law school doors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like if you, like the offices in particular, if you lift them up, they automatically lock. Do you know that?
Oh, wow.
It's pretty revolutionary. If you're in the offices a lot, I'll show you after when we leave.
Okay.
But you close the door and you just lift the lever up and it automatically locks.
Oh.
So like I've done that before so many times for like the viewless office and stuff. So you don't have to like
get the key.
Yeah, because the key is old and it's not good. Like then
Our server room automatically locks.
Oh, really?
The lock doesn't operate, like that dial doesn't actually do anything.
Oh, so?
It just does you need a key to enter at all times. There's like no leaving the door unlocked.
Oh.
That's a little perk about the Elsa room.
Wow, interesting. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
That's why the doors are always kept open. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if it's closed, people can't come in.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't have any other, I can't think of any other random. I'll get back to you on that. You can post that on you.
Pip or Calvin? I think you already answered this.
Pip. I love Pip, apart from the Kelvin Library.
OGB or Rutherford?
OGB.
Yeah.
Rutherford. I do like the Rutherford library sometimes when I need some space away from Pip.
Yeah.
But OGB.
Pip Library is a terrifying place.
Yeah.
Not
What
gonna lie.
level do you sit on?
I don't really...
Wait, Pip Library, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like everything staring into a wall and I feel a bit
Yeah.
like...
But you get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there's like this unspoken rule that you shouldn't sit on third floor unless you're like second to last or last.
Yeah.
Year. Yep. So we've graduated to like
We can go to
we
third
can
floor.
go. Yeah.
What's your favourite time to study during the day? Or like the best time that you can lock in?
Anytime, honestly.
Academic weapon
I
right
don't
here.
I don't know how to say it, but like if the time deadline's coming, I can study anytime. But morning I think is always the most productive.
Yeah.
And then I have a little dip in the afternoon, but then I come back up.
I feel like 2 to 3 p.m. is like everyone's day.
Yeah.
It's a
Afternoon
rough
dip.
time.
It's a rough time, yeah. And usually like classes are on, so it's not
Yeah.
it's not a good time for
It's
a
a
class.
tough time to be
Yeah.
alive at 2 to 3, especially
Yeah.
if you have a 2-hour lecture around that time.
Yeah,
There is no way that
even
I'm
lunchtime,
focusing.
I don't really like that. So I want
Yeah.
to be having lunch. I don't want a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, like probably. I'm like, why is
It's-
it 12:40?
It's
Like,
too
that's so
much.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to like sit there, lock in for 2 hours,
Yes,
especially on this
yes.
really hard concept of what's actually going on. And to add, our cohort is a bit
Oh yeah, our cohort's a bit crazy.
scary.
Yeah.
It's my cohort, and I feel
Is it?
bad.
Yeah, it is your cohort. Yeah,
I've-
I've noticed a couple of them.
Yeah, I was like, are we dumb? Because why
Yeah.
are we asking all these hypothetical questions in a hypothetical situation?
What if this happened?
What if the
Tom-
What if the
bike
motorcycle was
wasn't
a bicycle?
What if the bike wasn't actually stolen and was actually his, and then he
Yeah.
just gave it to her?
Leave.
Literally.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
We're just asking one-on-one.
Yeah.
Why do you
The
need-
what ifs are not productive.
Yeah.
They're sacrificing time.
It's literally a what if. To
Yeah.
a what if question.
Yes. It's not gonna happen.
It's not that deep.
It's
Again,
not-
it's not
yeah.
that deep.
not
Stop
that
being
deep.
philosophical.
Yeah.
This is law. This is property.
Exactly.
Yeah. Last question. Multiple
Okay.
assignments or 2 big exams?
Oh, 2 big exams.
Yeah.
Assignments,
I
I
agree.
will overthink all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look over it and be like, that's wrong, but then it might be right.
And also, it's a lot more stressful time throughout the year to have
Yes.
multiple
Yeah.
assignments like coming up. I
Yeah,
think because you already have readings to do throughout the year. You already have
Exactly.
lectures to attend. You
exactly.
have other extracurriculars.
But I don't mind if it's a full year paper 4.
Oh yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. The mid 6 weeks. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Because that low-key takes off the pressure a bit.
Yeah,
But
but
then
like
also you are always working towards an exam.
having like 1 trimester courses and having like multiple exams throughout it is a bit too much.
Like essays, assignment, no, thank you. Quizzes?
I also don't like tutorial assignments, to be honest.
Same. Okay, they're good though for the feedback.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're helpful, and I
But
think
they just put...
I
that's
don't
so
think I
scary.
would have survived public without them.
Yeah.
last year.
Oh, they're so good for public.
Yeah, they're really good, but also I'm like, oh, it's just so hard to like do that as well as everything else, like deadlines.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast
Thanks
today.
for having me.
I hope you had a good time.
I had the best time.
Do you have anything to add? Any plugs?
No, none for... I feel like I've kind of talked too much already. I've already plugged so much.
Yeah, well, it's okay. That's what the podcast
Thanks for
is
having
for.
me.
No,
Yeah.
it's so good. It was so much
You've
fun.
done an excellent job being a host.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, I'll see you guys next time.
Bye!